Hello, it's this Mr. Gambino here with a new stream, and this stream will be going over the event week for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Just want to make sure real quick that my stream's working in terms of the audio. Alright, good. So, I'll get going on the event week stream then. But yeah. Starting off, the podium vehicle for the week is the Rebel GTS, which is a SUV. Pretty decent performing, it's actually pretty decent performing, I'm pretty sure, for the SUV class. So it's pretty okay, at least. So it's an SUV, so in general, not necessarily not good. Alright. For the daily spin, got the orange Alice diamond cap. For the one spin I can do for the event week. Quite frankly, I don't really bother with the wheel for the most part, because in my opinion, it's not all that worth it. But yeah, I believe this one's on a legendary. I believe so. Alright, yes, it's on legendary for an Atomic Casino heist. And it might be one of the vehicles that have a trade price for an Atomic Casino heist. But yeah, if the Revel GTS does have a trade price, then the way you unlock it is through using it as a getaway vehicle. Or not necessarily using it as a getaway, you just have to select it as a getaway vehicle. Because quite frankly, using getaway vehicles for Atomic Casino heist is actually quite inefficient from what I remember. So if it does have a trade price, that would be how you unlock it, is by selecting it as a getaway vehicle. But I kind of don't think this is a getaway vehicle for the Atomic Casino heist, so this might be the only price for it. So if so, then you'll save $1,175,000. Plus, if there's delivery on it, you might save around another $20,000 if you keep the exact delivery. So maybe almost $1.2 million at most. But yeah, the Rebel GTS. It is a third place in lap time, going off of roughly 132 spreadsheet. And then the top speed is also third place for the SUV class. So yeah, it's top 3 lap time, top 3 top speed, the number for the third spot for both lap time top speed for the SUV class. So yeah, performance is pretty good, and if it has very good customization, then that's pretty good as well. I'd say there's so many vehicles in the game, I wouldn't really know what the customizations would be like. But I don't really think the customizations would be bad necessarily. But at least for performance, it's pretty good for SUV class. But yeah, SUV in terms of races, not many people probably do SUV races, so probably not too important for the performance for an SUV. But still, it's nice to have good performance for its class. But yeah, premium race per week is 8-figure bonus for the Sports Classic class. So I'll go into Sport Classic class, number 1 option for lap time. It looks to be on a straight there on the image there, but obviously that's in the city, so there's probably gonna be quite the turns in there as well. But yeah, I might go over number 1 lap time and top speed for the Sport Classic class. And yeah, it's not a class to go over every single week, so I do have to kind of look into it on the spreadsheet from roughly 132. But yeah, the number 1 Sport Classic vehicle in terms of lap time is the Turismo Classic. Which Turismo Classic's probably from a couple years ago, I want to say for sure. It's a classic supercar, obviously. It's like a classic supercar from one of the 3D Universe games, essentially. So it's kind of a retro version of the Turismo. So it should be pretty easy to find, going off of the descriptions that I mentioned there, kind of. But yeah, probably a few $100,000 for the stock vehicle, and then with like performance upgrades, probably like under $1 million or a little into $1 million, I would say. So for lap time, not too bad. For Turismo Classic, it should be a very affordable option. And then if you want the #1 top speed option, that actually goes to the Truvade Z-Type. Which Truvade Z-Type is actually a vehicle from day one of the game, from literally October 2013 for the online, or September 2013, obviously, for the story mode even. So the Truvade Z-Type for #1 top speed option is quite the old vehicle. So find that one at, like, right at the bottom of Legendary Motorsport. So yeah, it's the #1 lap time and then the #1 top speed respectively for Sport Classic class. Either Turismo Classic for the #1 lap time or the Z-Type for #1 top speed. For Sport Classic class again. Now for the time trial. Alright, regular time trial for the week is Khalifa Way. But yeah, I think I remember being pretty familiar with the route on this one. But yeah, I think this one goes from here to like over here or something. Either it goes to there or here, one of those two if I recall. And it's actually a pretty interesting vehicle option you can use for this time trial, because you can technically go across the water if you want. So you could maybe save a bit of time if you use like, some vehicle that can go into water very quickly and whatnot. I'm pretty sure you can't use the Deluxo, but I think you could probably use like the Blazer Aqua, for example. So if you have like a Blazer Aqua or something like that, you could maybe take advantage of the Alamo Sea, obviously, for this one. I think it kind of goes from one end of Alamo Sea to the other. So, yeah. Blazer Aqua or another similar vehicle that can be used in the time trials would be pretty interesting for this time trial. And yeah. The #1 lap time supercar, since yeah, it's kind of a bit of turns and stuff, not straights, and plus it's on the roads and stuff. If you want the #1 lap time supercar, I'm pretty sure it's going to put in Emirates, $2.7, $2.9 million or something like that for stock vehicle. And the performance upgrades is probably low to mid. #1 lap time, if you want to go for a motorcycle, would be the Nagasaki Shotaro. Nagasaki Shotaro, I'm pretty sure is $2.3 million motorcycle. And Nagasaki Shotaro is like the Tron bike in the game, for those who might not know what the Shotaro is for some reason. And to unlock the vehicle, I believe you have to play a match at Deadline to unlock the Nagasaki Shotaro. So it's actually one of those very rare vehicles. And you have to actually like do something in the game to even get it available for purchase in the first place, just for like trade items. For like actual purchase, I mean. And Nagasaki Shotaro, I think you can lean forward or backwards a stick for the best possible speed. I think it's the only motorcycle that you can choose to go forward or backwards with a stick for that best possible speed. So Nagasaki Shotaro, pretty interesting motorcycle. So if you want the best average vehicle for most time trials, again, this one could kind of be an exception, because you can kind of use some vehicles that go into water, like the Blazer Aqua, like I mentioned. Because that one doesn't have a rocket boost, I imagine you can actually use the Blazer Aqua. I doubt they banned that vehicle like they did in other ones a couple years back. So yeah, if I was an interesting wrench into this one, or whatever, that you can use vehicles that can go in the water for any that aren't like prevented from being used in time trials, which I imagine there is at least a couple that can go in the water that can be used. But if you want the like best average time trial vehicle, it's about 801, $10,000. Some price like that. like 250, 500,000 if you include the performance upgrades, probably at the highest. And body 801, like 95% motorcycle, it's something you have to lean backward with stick, as if you're doing a wheelie for that best possible speed. So yeah, that's kind of best time travel vehicle in general, would be the body 801, I would say. Which should still be a very good option for this one, but yeah. Might be worth putting a try into like the Blades of Aqua or something again on the engine, because this one goes to like the first side of the almost sea. So if you go across water within vehicles that might not be banned, you might have a good opportunity of doing the time trial in a quicker time even. And by the way, I'm pretty sure this time trial is actually on 2 times money right now, so you should get like 200,000 I think for the time trial instead of 100,000 this time. So if you want an incentive for the time trial, I think it's actually $200,000 right now instead of 100,000 being 2 times money. Which will go more money opportunity later on, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And that's at least for the regular time trial, but it might also be 2 times for the RCB and Dito time trial as well. Because I think they said time trials in like plural, so I would imagine that includes the RCB and Dito one too. And then RCB and Dito time trial is El Fuente Blanca, which is one of the 4 time trials I actually have a guide for. I've actually made a guide for this in the past, but yeah. One thing definitely keep in mind for when doing this time trial is watch out for like the vehicle spawns. There's vehicles that can actually spawn in La Fuente Blanca, which don't spawn all the time, but there's a chance that there are vehicles that can spawn in the way there. That's kind of one huge thing with La Fuente Blanca is like randomness with the like vehicle spawns and stuff. And aside for that, I can't really think of much of what I would have mentioned on my guide and whatnot. But yeah, I don't really do RCB and Dito time trial guides anymore, so it might not be the most up to date. But yeah. If you want a YouTuber who like does consistent RCB and Dito time trial guides that we just GTA Men, same thing goes for the regular time trials. I think GTA Men does time trial guides for both the regular and RCB and Dito time trials typically every single time. So yeah, I recommend GTA Men if you want like a time trial guide or RCB and Dito time trial guide. But quite frankly, it might be worth just trying them out yourself multiple times, because time trials are meant to be attempted multiple times and whatnot. They're not usually meant to be done the first time around, so it might be more beneficial to learn it yourself than to look into a guide. Since yeah, as long as your like, vehicle doesn't get destroyed or you're like not dismounted from the vehicle for too long, I think you can just hold trial to restart. But yeah, that's all I can think of in terms of the time trials for what to explain. And I know at least this one should be on 2 times money according to the Newswire. And I think it's a time trial in plural, so I'm kind of leading to believe this one as well should be 2 times money as well. So you might be able to get, you should probably either get 300 to 4,000 instead of like $200,000, which is quite nice. So extra incentive to do at least one of the time trials, probably even both. But yeah. Okay, I'm not using my S2 right now, so I guess I'll change it to lowered to not lowered. But yeah, now that I'm done talking about pre-race time trial or speeding data time trial on the podium vehicle, I'll go to Alice car meet. But yeah, I'll basically probably talk about the rest of the event week all in the Alice car meet. Because usually the beginning I'm in the casino and whatnot, obviously for the podium vehicle and then prize ride and all that, I'm having to be in the Alice car meet for. And by the way, again, wow, that went really bad. So I was going to say there like a few seconds ago. The reason there's no Mess Spectator anymore is just simply because I have a PlayStation 5 now. It's because the PlayStation 5 does not feature Mess Spectator like the PlayStation 4 does. From what I can tell, I kind of messed around with the camera settings, but like all like pertains to the camera, so I don't think adding a camera does like a border thing or something that text or anything. But yeah, PlayStation 5, I'm pretty certain just doesn't have a spectator, so unfortunately it makes it kind of hard to do streams in the slightest. So unfortunately because of that, I can't go through their But yeah, I don't know if I showed off my prize ride. I don't know if I showed off my tuner vehicle here yet, but it's the Warner HKR. It's kind of one of the main few that I wanted from the update, not being a like sport car, because there's 12 massive sport cars essentially for the tuners update. But yeah, I forget if I showed this one off. And if I did, then I think the only one I have to show off still is my Sultan RS Classic, and then I think I've officially showed off all 10 tuner vehicles, at least at some point, throughout the live streams and stuff. But yeah, I went like a Vagos and Ballas kind of theme with this one, because I was thinking back to like the first lowrider mission, I think. For the first lowrider mission, you have to like take all the Ballas and then like Vagos and stuff. So I kind of wanted to like poke fun at that, I feel, with this theme. And yeah, I owned this for quite a few to several weeks now, so it wasn't just because the Lamar missions are like on 3 times the money. So that's kind of the theme in it, to have my vehicle here. Probably quite an interesting reason to color it this way, but yeah. And then I have to do yellow or whatever, because Mountain Dew, whatnot. Reminds me of Mountain Dew, so I figured I would do yellow for the primary. Yeah, pretty wacky theme, I get it, but still. And yeah, no livery on it, because the liveries are... Some liveries can be tied to like up to rank 192 or some shit. So I guess the livery I wanted wasn't already available for me. But yeah, might go into a little bit of highlights here with the test track vehicles in case anyone like tests anything on, might want to get something here. But yeah, the Jester RR, I think was available last week, and I basically already talked about it there. I'm probably not going to mention it here, but yeah. Essentially, aside for the Comet S2 with a low grip and like stance. Yeah. But yeah, Comet S2 with low grip tires and then being lowered or stanced, whatever you want to call it. Besides for the Comet S2 with that very particular setup, the Jester RR is essentially the #1 top speed for the tuner class. So a very great option to pick up the Jester RR for any like sport races or like tuner races with a lot of straights and whatnot. DNS Euros. I think I recall this one being somewhat good in top speed, more so than the lap time. I know this definitely isn't one of like top couple lap time options. But yeah, top speed's definitely not going to be anywhere near as good as Adjuster RR in a sense. So at Euros, maybe you could pass on it. I'm not going to really go into too much particular performance stuff. I think this one is on discount, I think, right now, so I might be going into more details on the Euros later. Because I think it's on a discount. And then the Dominator ASP is like one of the few tuner vehicles that is not a sport vehicle, it's a muscle car, which is quite nice. So I think for that reason, it's very worth picking up alone. And for a muscle car in the tuner class, the tuner class performance is actually pretty average for the Dominator ASP. It's a pretty average performance for the muscle car here, for the tuner class in particular. And obviously for muscle cars, it's basically better for muscle car races than tuner races, I would imagine. So just a couple highlights here, and that might encourage people to pick one of them up or something. I suppose I might talk the prize right next here. And then the challenge as well, what my thoughts of it are. But yeah. Prize ride challenge for this week is the Emperor Vector. And the Emperor Vector is actually one of the top couple options in terms of lap time, I recall, for the tuner class. But yeah, the thing is, most of the vehicles tend to perform way better for the tuner class than their actual, like, normal class. So, like, for example, this one, like, mini 12 sport cars from the tuner class. Like, the best performance in, like, the sport class or any, like, class kind of would probably be the Adjuster RR, not accounting for, like, the muscle coupe and then, like, the sedan class, like, the more mean classes in this game or whatever. In terms of a racing scenario, I suppose, but yeah. I think this is 8th place top speed for the sport class, for example. I think the best for lap time for a tuner vehicle, I think, is the Sultan RS Classic being a 12th place lap time, I believe. And yeah, I know this isn't as good in terms of lap time from what I recall compared to the Sultan RS Classic. So yeah, in terms of sport performance, it's definitely not going to be in the top 10. So for sport performance, I wouldn't pick this. I wouldn't go for this for sport performance. I would go for the prize ride for the tuner performance purely, so that's where it shines. But yeah, prize ride challenge this time involves the Pursuit series. It's placed top 3 in 7 races. And yeah, the problem with that is Pursuit races require at least 4 players in order to start them up. So if you're in a bare minimum of 4 players for a Pursuit race, as long as all 4 players are in the lobby, of course, since people might be able to leave once the race kicks in, and might not, like, quit the race, but yeah. In a traditional circumstance, you're probably gonna have a minimum of 4 players, so, like, obviously that kind of gives you, like, a 75% chance of placing in the top 3 in a way, when the minimum is 4 players for a Pursuit race. So the challenge is, in a way, is not too bad. It could be worse. Like, it could be like top 2, obviously, in Pursuit races, and obviously that would dwindle it down to like a 50% chance. So the challenge isn't the greatest, I would say. It was also not anywhere near like one of the worst challenges they have done for the prize ride. So the challenge is pretty okay, I'd say, this time around. Not the greatest, and at least there's not like a thing where you have to do it for like 4 or 5 days. I think the last couple were like 4 days and then like 5 days in a row. So there's no like in a row nonsense with this one, so that's definitely quite nice. Especially in a vehicle that's in the top couple for a lap time for the tuner class, for the tuner subclass. That's pretty good, and that's a pretty fair challenge for one of the like vehicles that has one of the top couple lap times for the tuner subclass. The one thing with Emperor Vector though is it does have one of the worst top speeds in the tuner class. I think it might be the second worst top speed aside for the Warner HKR. Besides for Warner HKR, I think this is basically the worst aside for the Warner HKR for a top speed situation for the tuner subclass, for the street and like pursuit races and all that. But at least for the the lifetime alone, I think, is definitely worth picking this one up if you want it as a prize ride. So definitely prize ride is nowhere near as bad as it's been before in some cases in terms of vehicle quality and also the challenge in general for like what you have to do to unlock it and whatnot. So hopefully that explains that good enough. But yeah, now I think is when I traditionally go into the money opportunities here. But yeah, I'll see what's on the pause menu and then I'll go into more of the stuff that's not on the pause menu. And there is some returning adversary modes, by the way, but I think only one has a like money opportunity, but there's also like another free like returning adversary modes that are on our like standard money, I think. Okay, I think besides for the time trials, all the money opportunity stuff is actually on the pause menu. But yeah. First being is land races. I'll go over the land races first. Land races are on 3 times money NRP. And I think at least for stun races, I think stun races might have the same payout as like land races and stuff, but yeah. I think if you're in like a race by yourself for like 8 to 10 minutes, I think you can get like 16,000 on like double money. So who knows, you might be able to get like $20,000 to $25,000 if you're doing a race just by yourself for a land race and you purposely wait to the maximum payout for like 8 to 10 minutes. Honestly, that's probably the best way you're going to be able to get much money, because obviously if you're going to actually race against other players, then you got to deal with like luck and not getting crashed out and stuff if you're doing a contact race. Obviously if you're doing non-contact, that shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, regardless, obviously when you're doing these races, obviously with other players, you gotta deal with like luck and randomness things and stuff like that. But yeah, if you're doing a land race by yourself, you might be able to get like 20,000, 25,000 in like 8, 10 minutes just like waiting in a lobby and stuff. But obviously it's not efficient at all. Like you might be able to get like 150, 200,000 doing that for like an hour or something, which isn't really good money at all, doing it through that way, which is probably the best way to take advantage of money in terms of racing, at least. So you don't gotta deal with like that randomness of other players and all that, but yeah. Even with 3 times, the land races aren't really going to be that good. And yeah, I'll talk about some of the like content they unvaulted. They vaulted content, but now they kind of unvaulted some content. So I'll explain it. I think the first of it would be the sea races. But yeah, sea races they brought back. They got rid of it for a couple weeks, but they brought back sea races now. However, on the newswire, they confirmed that they will be removing the sea races again. So they brought it back for a limited time. And they did explain why they brought it back, which was something I kind of discussed when they originally got rid of them. Because that's how like people in the community were reacting and stuff like that. So of course I decided to mention it and all. Trying to find it here. Alright. So I'll read the little paragraph here. I'll include sea race. Well, actually, I'll just read the whole paragraph, I think. Sea races and parachuting jobs are also returning for a limited time, allowing those who have yet to unlock the numero uno trophy achievement a chance to complete it in order to, quote-unquote, I'm adding the quote-unquotes, by the way, free up space, and to assist with player matchmaking. Still have GTA Online jobs now cycle in and out of the game over time. So, yeah. They brought back the sea races because it's kind of tied to like a trophy achievement you can earn in the game called Numero Uno. And the thing is, you actually need to do that trophy to actually get the platinum, I know, for the PS4 and like 5. I imagine, like, I don't know if there's much of like a completion reward on like the Xbox or like even like Steam and like PC and stuff like that. But I know on at least PS4 or PS5 there's a thing called like platinum trophies, where if you get like the entire like section of trophies from like day one of a game, then you tend to get the platinum trophy. But the thing is, like, the final kind of like platinum trophy a lot of times actually requires trophies in like the online portion of the game, which I don't understand why they require platinum trophies. I mean, why they require online trophies for platinums. I think online trophies should be separate from story mode trophies for the platinum. But yeah, it was kind of a big deal that people were bringing up, is that like the platinum might become impossible a lot of the times if they fall into sea races and parachuting. So it's kind of Rockstar's warning that they're going to remove the sea races and parachuting again. And I want people to know, if they want that numero uno trophy, to definitely play a sea race and a parachuting. I think numero uno is like participating in like all the different like day one modes. I think you just have to participate. I don't think you have to win in one thing fully. But yeah, even if you do have to win in them, they are like solo like job things, of course. But yeah. So if you don't have that numero uno and you might want the platinum eventually for a platinum trophy, for example, then it might be something you might want to consider doing. Alright, next I'll talk about the next money opportunity I'll go over, and that will be Lamar contact missions. And it seems to include regular ones. And I think I saw on the like newswire it had like an image of like lowriders with Lamar next to them, so it suggests like lowrider missions as well are on free times as well. But yeah, Lamar's regular contact missions are on free times on ERP, and those are balls to the wall, cotnapping, grab your, wait, going down a GOH, lost some C rip, no smoking. Alright, and actually does not include Lamar missions. Even though the image on the newswire I think has like Lamar next to a couple lowriders, actually does not include the lowriders, which is interesting for the lowrider missions. So it's literally just Lamar's missions from day one of the game, apparently. And if there was any added back in like the 7th gen days or whatever, back in the 7th gen days, if they added any missions for Lamar back in 7th gen, I think those as well would be triple money. And then, yeah, San Andreas, Ticket to Elysium. And that could maybe be the last one. Alright, yeah, that was the last one. But yeah, I think Lamar only has a good few to several contact missions, and Lamar's kind of the worst contact, I think. Because Lamar was like the very first contact in like the tutorial, it kind of makes sense that he would be the worst of the contacts. So yeah, the second thing is Lamar is the worst of the contacts in terms of giving contact missions. So like Lamar has like the least rank requirements in order to unlock certain missions, which does impact payout in the slightest in terms of the maximum payout. But like these are on triple money, which is insane. I think like normally, for example, if you do like a repo work, a dispatch, and maybe even like the last play missions from Gerald, I think all those with normal money tend to cap out at $23,100, and those use like the updated contact mission payout. So even with the old standard contact mission payouts with these like day one Lamar missions, those on triple could maybe get towards like $60,000 depending on how much time you spend on the missions. So maybe you can make around like 50, 60,000 on like average, maybe. It all depends on like how fast you do them and all. So I mean, you can probably make some pretty decent money on them, but yeah. There's quite a different amount of contact missions, quite a different contact missions in the game. So your strategy on the different missions will all depend on like which ones you do. And yeah, I do have a series called Contact Mission Content. One of my like first couple episodes of Contact Mission Content was like the Lamar missions for the like day one Lamar missions. But yeah, I basically covered all the different contact missions aside for the Lost Play missions and then these Super Yacht Life missions on top. So I do have guides on like all the different Lamar contact missions, so I do have guides on them personally. Or of course there might be other guides out there for sure as well. But yeah, the vehicle I tend to show on my contact mission content, in my opinion, tends to be some of the better options that I can think of for sure. So yeah, I think the vehicle choices I do and whatnot should still hold up pretty well in this current year and whatnot. Even if it might have been like a couple years old by now for the Lamar episode of Contact Mission Content. But yeah, that's a series I do where I like complete all the different contact missions, kind of give advice on all of them and whatnot. The thing is, with the Lamar mission, contact mission content episode, I think I was going over like so it might be hard to follow along with compared to some of my like later episodes of the series. So I think I was going over some introduction stuff, and I know some jackass decided to dislike it one time, but yeah. Regardless, I do have a guide on all these different Lamar missions that are on triple, so feel free to check those out for sure. If you might want some advice on those. Yeah, that can definitely probably be the best of the money opportunities, I would say, for the Lamar missions on the 3 times money. But yeah, aside for the time trial stuff, I think the Lamar contact missions will probably be the other best money opportunity, if not like the best money opportunity, if you don't really necessarily care for the time trial like myself. Or both time trials, probably even. And then Adversary Modes. There's one Adversary Mode that has a money opportunity, and then they added some Adversary Modes back into the game that they previously removed, which I'll mention. But yeah, one of the Adversary Modes that they brought back into the game with the event week is Inch by Inch, 1 for 4. But yeah, the Inch by Inch mode, that Adversary Mode they brought back into the game. So if you want to play this Adversary Mode, it is for a limited time only. So if you want to play it, you might want to play it within this week or maybe even the next few weeks. Because yeah, they confirmed they will be like vaulting these modes again, it seems, from the newswire. So if you want to play some more limited modes, definitely play Inch by Inch. And yeah, keep the pace. Keep the pace again as another limited time mode that they brought back again, that they're gonna only have for a limited time again. And yeah, going off of the thumbnail that was on there, since of course it doesn't want to load now, the thumbnail was seen to show like a lowrider, so I think Keep the Pace is a lowrider kind of based Adversary Mode, which is quite cool. Inch by Inch, I don't know if this was in like the lowriders update or any of the lowrider updates, but yeah. This one definitely seems to be very lowrider themed, so it's no surprise that they brought this one back temporarily. And again, for all we know, it could maybe just be for the current event week, or maybe they keep it for a few weeks before vaulting it again. So if you want to play Keep the Pace, then definitely consider playing it this week or something. And then offense defense is another one they brought back temporarily, and that's the 2 times money RP adversary mode. But yeah, offense defense, that one, as the name suggests, you have to play like offense or defense. There's like there's like a person on like each team that has to like collect checkpoints. So yeah, there's people on each team that has to like collect checkpoints, like it's the race. However, like racing and offense defense has a twist, where the other person on your team has to play offense or defense, where obviously if they're playing offense, they'll probably try to like steer the other person out of the way. Or of course they can play defense and like mainly protect the like person collecting checkpoints on their team. So yeah, that's basically the adversary mode in a nutshell. But yeah, not being 3 times money RP like the Lamar contact missions, and then yeah, adversary modes don't typically tend to pay good even on double and triple. So for that reason, I don't really feel this adversary mode is all that good for making money necessarily. The thing is, there's so many adversary modes in the game, it's kind of hard to explain which ones are best for making money and which ones are like worse for making money. But honestly, it kind of all depends on like how the modes play out, and then also like how many rounds the different modes can do, because depending on the modes, there can be like lesser rounds or like more rounds minimum and maximum and whatnot. Yeah, this could be quite open for making money, because it's not like a very top tier money making thing, aside from maybe the Lamar contact missions, and then also the time trials, at least the one time obviously, because you can only do the time trials for making money one time. Like yeah, obviously you can do the time trials again, but you only make like the $100,000 one time or whatever. But yeah, this one I would only do if you get bored of the like Lamar contact missions, where you're not doing like a significant money making opportunity that's not on like double money and whatnot, like the Caprico heist, for example. Like yeah, doing Caprico heist normally obviously will still be all these different money opportunities pretty much. But yeah, just normal Caprico heist definitely will be all these money opportunities. And then there's one more mode that they brought back for a limited time. And it's similar to Sumo Remix, but it's regular Sumo. But yeah, regular Sumo they brought back as well, in addition to Sumo Remix. However, yeah, regular Sumo is a limited time mode, according to the Rockstar Newswire, and that they're bringing back for a limited time. So if you want to play regular Sumo and not the remix, you have a very limited time probably to be doing that, because Rockstar will be vaulting it again. So that's the few different adversary modes they brought back. Again, since I talked about offense, defense, and stuff, might have been forgotten about. But yeah, inch by inch, the pace, offense, defense, which is the money opportunity for the week in terms of these adversary modes, and then last but not least, regular Sumo. 4 adversary modes they brought back for a limited time only. And then in terms of talking about things they brought back, they actually brought back the parachuting jobs. Again, this has to do with the same exact reason with this. Again, this has to do with the exact same reason for them bringing back the sea races. They put the sea races back in the game due to like blocking progression with the numeral like Uno trophy achievement. And same goes with the parachuting. They brought those back to do their Uno trophy achievement. And they did confirm again, of course, that the parachuting are brought back for only a limited time. So they most definitely will be removing this whole entire section of jobs here with the parachuting category again. Whether that's in like a week, a month, or like a couple months or something, definitely go for it if you have not earned your numero uno trophy. But if you really want the numero uno trophy to even, definitely be sure to do at least one parachuting. I think you have to like participate in at least. If for some reason you've never done a parachuting and you want like the platinum trophy, for example, like in my opinion, it's really scummy that they force online trophies to be completed for platinums and not just like campaign story mode trophies. But yeah, that's a thing to definitely keep in mind. And actually, there's another thing to bring up with the sea races. They didn't mention this for why they brought back the sea races, but there's another thing with the sea races in addition to the numero uno trophy. And if you do like sea races, and if you like win in a street race, I mean not street race, if you win in a sea race, I think you actually unlock a few like matte paint jobs in the like Los Santos customs. So there are certain respray options that you can only get by winning a sea race, I believe. Certain like a few different colored like matte paint jobs I think you can unlock by winning a sea race. But yeah, apparently with the auto shop now you don't have to like do those different things to unlock the different colors. At least for the auto shop you don't need to complete a sea race, win a sea race for the few like matte paint jobs it unlocks. That's only if you want to like all the different Los Santos customs and all. Which, yeah, if you want to respray certain vehicles in those certain few colors, then yeah, you probably should win the series. But yeah, most of them you should still be able to respray in auto shop when they take that away again, and if for some reason you missed out on them bringing that back and whatnot. But yeah, that's all the different stuff they vaulted, as well as like details on the money opportunities. But yeah, that was Lamar contact missions. I'm just making sure where I'm at right now. I did cover the land races, offense, defense. But it's so weird, they show an image of like Lamar next to a lowrider, and then Lamar, like lowrider missions aren't even on triple money, it's just as like regular contact missions. That was kind of misleading with like the main image with the Lamar contact missions. That image suggests that the lowrider missions would be on triple, but they're not. It's only as regular contact missions. Then again, they never said the like words lowrider missions. But because of lowriders in the like picture, you would expect those to be on triple as well, not just as regular contact missions. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing in terms of the Lamar missions. That's limited to the day one missions, and not his like lowrider missions. As annoying as those are to complete and whatnot, with 2 and 4 player requirements and stuff. But yeah, would have been a nice extra option as well. But yeah, I think I talked about every single thing that was like, I think I talked about all the different modes that came back and why and whatnot. For like a limited time only. That would be those 4 different adversary modes, as well as the sea races and parachuting for a reminder. And to confirm, since I am on that section of the like newswire, the time trial is on double money, both time trials, because it says GTA money on time trials in plural. Dang, and they called it one with like the purple stopwatch time trials, and then they called it one with the like RCB and Tito time trials. So if you're going off of technical name, then maybe it's just a regular time trial and double. But since they use time trial in plural, I would imagine it would be both the regular and RC Bandito time trials. Though for the most part, it only mentions the regular town trial on the news wire. So yeah, like I said, either 300 or 400,000. Like I said, either 300 or 400,000 from the town trials instead of like 200,000. So you can make an extra 100, 200,000 from the town trials, which is quite nice. And again, that depends on if it's just the regular and our Bandito. That depends if it's just the regular or the regular and our Bandito town trial. If it's like 300,000 or 400,000, so like 200,000. And yeah, talked about the prize ride, some summary stuff about the prize ride. And then, yeah, test track, I kind of gave a little highlights on some of those vehicles, because not all of them are on discount. Obviously, I think just the Euros might be on a discount for those test track vehicles. Okay, prize ride, test ride. Prize rides, test rides. Podium, I did at the beginning. Okay, I think I just have the discounts left to talk about, and I think that will complete the stream. So I'll start with property discounts, as I usually do. But yeah, I kind of went with a weird format, I feel, this time around for the discounts. Like, it has the discount, like, percentages in, like, the text, but, like, the image stuff that I have to scroll through, it doesn't have, like, any, like, discount information. It just says what some of the discounts are. So my percentages could be kind of all over the place for this one because of that, but so keep that in mind. But yeah, I'll talk about a quick little miscellaneous discount, and that will be 50% off of hydraulics. So yeah, half off of the hydraulics for different like lowriders and stuff like that. So if you want to save a lot of money on hydraulics, what if I remember, hydraulics can maybe get upwards of like 400, 500,000 with all the different lowriders in the game. That can be pretty costly. So definitely take advantage of 50% off hydraulics. You definitely want to take advantage of the half off of hydraulics if you're wanting to collect a lot of different lowriders for sure. So definitely don't sleep on the 50% off the hydraulics discount, because if I remember correctly, those can actually be like 400, 500,000. Similar to like the shunt boosts and stuff with the arena, and those are kind of a couple other like overpriced kind of customizations in my opinion in this game. So I think the hydraulics are definitely quite overpriced in this game in a sense. So saving 50% off is definitely quite welcome for the hydraulics. Trying to see as well if there's more property discounts. I think there is one more, or like non-vehicle discounts. I think there's only one other discount that's not tied to a vehicle, because those are the ones I like to cover first. Alright, yeah. There is one property discount, and that is tied to the new auto shops, actually. So yeah, I think that one's the most expensive, the Mesa one here. Alright, yeah. So you may wonder what the discount is. It's not the stock. It's not the property, it's actually the renovations. They're only 25% off for the renovations, so you're not going to save that much, but yeah. But yeah, it's only 25%, so you're not going to save too much on these different renovations. But yeah, being one of the latest content additions, you shouldn't expect to save like 30-40% on this stuff just yet. So having 25% instead of like no discount at all, obviously, is definitely quite welcome, I would say. So I'll do the different stuff here, I guess, and show off like how much they would all be if you get the maximum stuff. If you're not a leader of a crew, I would imagine you paid us 86,250, whatever, for like a crew emblem. But yeah, that's some of the prices here for the different stuff. By the way, this membership, you can actually get the LS Carmi as well. So the membership, I wouldn't put too much into account in terms of the property. But yeah, I think the renovations still seem to cost around like 2 million, it looks like, if you get all the maximum stuff, it looks like. But yeah, probably better than costing almost maybe like $3 million or something instead, or whatever, the 25% saves or whatever. So you're probably still going to pay almost $2 million in these renovations, since it's only 25% off the renovations. But obviously better than nothing. But actually, let me go back into the, so I can kind of give some advice on some of them, maybe. If I know what any of these do. Styles, obviously just cosmetics, and goes with tint, emblem. The ones that really might be good are the staff and any extras. But yeah, what the staff do is they allow you to do like deliveries, like they will actually deliver stuff for you in terms of like the different vehicles that can show up and whatnot. You might still have to customize the vehicles, but they will still do the deliveries. But from what I've heard, I think they actually tend to get a lot of damage on the vehicles, because yeah, they're AIs and stuff, and that's kind of a like incentive of these, more of a like encouragement of actually delivering vehicles yourself. So yeah, they're nice. They're probably going to be pretty helpful if you're not going to want to like deliver, if you don't want to like hand deliver the vehicles yourself to like the NPCs and whatnot. Okay, you could probably use them even if you're going to make less money, since they can sell a lot of vehicles that you probably won't normally be selling yourself. So basically the staff members, they turn to like selling like business, like selling vehicle part of the auto shop. They basically turn that passive, they basically make it like passive, somewhat import-export kind of business. So if you want to turn to like car deliveries into a passive thing, then definitely get the staff members. But do keep in mind, you probably will be getting a lot of damage on your cars having the staff members do them. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. That's probably the one use for just staff members. But yeah, I'd probably rather do that than hand delivering all my vehicles. Have them do it for me, so I can make money through other methods, obviously, in the meantime, instead of spending like 5 minutes, like at most, maybe delivering a vehicle. Alright, yeah, personal quarters. Alright, personal quarters includes the gun locker. So if you want a gun locker for this property, you need the personal quarters, but there's gun lockers in other properties. Plus other properties like the nightclub, I think, actually have a complimentary gun locker. So it's not the best property for a gun locker, because you technically have to pay for it, but yeah. There are properties in this game that do provide a like complimentary gun locker that you don't actually pay for, like a nightclub, for example. So not the best in terms of getting a gun locker for sure. But I think the personal quarters obviously allows you to spawn inside of the auto shops. If you do a lot of stuff in your auto shop, if you do the contracts a lot, then yeah, definitely could be nice. But still, I think properties like the hangar and then also the Kasaka will probably be better options in terms of the personal quarters and spawning out the properties. So if you want to spawn in different properties, I would probably still go with like a hangar or a Kosaka. Those are probably still the top couple of spawning options. I would say hangar and Kosaka again. And maybe even stuff like the facility that has access to like air vehicles. I think having air vehicle access is definitely, any property with like air vehicles that you can access tend to be some of the best spawning properties in my opinion. And yeah, car lift, it comes with one car lift, but then the car lift gives you a second one. So if you don't want to be getting just one, so if you don't want just one vehicle to show up at your auto shop, you need the second car lift if you want both vehicles. Which obviously allows you to make slightly more money on the like vehicle selling part of the business. So definitely these bottom two over here, not counting the membership, are definitely the best ones to take advantage of. But yeah, I don't know if you would save on the membership if you get it on here, but I think it's only like 75,000 or something at most normally, so the membership you wouldn't even save that much on if you were to save here compared to in the actual LS car meet for some reason. So hopefully that explains the different upgrades, like the better upgrades at least. And then vehicle discount should be the last of the stuff. And I'll have to see like what's on discount to know what websites I'm going on. Alright, there's a Manana Custom, so I know that's Benny's. And a lot of discounts I think this week are Benny's vehicles. Alright. The Classic Tulip, I think that's actually on Legendaries. There's one Legendary discount. Actually, two Legendary discounts, including the Euros. And I'm not including Prime Gaming. I think there's 3 if you include Prime Gaming instead of 2 for Legendary Motorsport, but yeah. First discount website. Let me see if any of those, like, Benny vehicles might show up here as well. Okay, no. Not there at least. But yeah, some of the vehicles on Benny's could also show up on other websites, by the way, so you might be able to find these same discounts on other websites. But yeah. Starting off, we have the Bravado Yuga. Instead of being almost 200,000, it's a little over 100,000. But yeah. The way they order on the newswire, it says 30% off the Albany Manana Custom, as well as the vehicles featured below, so it suggests that it's a 30% off discount for the Yuga Classic. And then if you upgrade it as well to the Yuga Classic 4x4, that will also be 30% off if you want to save on an upgrade price for the Yuga Custom Classic 4x4. So I'll try to see if I can find a performance for those. I don't think there's a Vans class, so Yuga might be in like the muscle car class or something, I don't know. Maybe the 4x4 would be an off-road class for the upgrade. I might look into that one. I might not go into performance for the stock vehicles, I might just go into performance for the custom ones, so I'm not having to spend as much time on this all. But yeah. Alright, it's not an off-road vehicle for the Yuga Classic 4x4, it looks like. Okay, what class of vehicle would that even be? I think the regular one might be a muscle, like I mentioned, so maybe it's also a muscle car, I don't know. Okay. Okay, where's the damn Yugas on this spreadsheet? Like, what class are they even? Would they be SUV for some reason? I don't necessarily think so. Alright. Yeah, some of the GTA vehicle classes can be really weird. There's not a van class or anything. Closest to like a van class would probably be like the SUV class. At least I don't think there's a van class. There might actually be. Damn, there is a van class. And whoops, I accidentally touched my PS5 with my foot there. But yeah. It's not. I was thinking of trucks where there's not like a truck class, and those tend to be like off road or whatever. I thought it was like vans class. I was like that, but there is a vans class. So my bad. So we're at the bottom of the spreadsheet now. But yeah, for the regular Yuga Classic, out of 24 vans, 3 being unraceable, so those won't be put into account. The regular Yuga Classic is a 16th place for lap time, the one that's actually on the screen. And then the top speed of the regular Yuga. Regular Yuga's top speed is actually 8th place, so it's a 16th place lap time, 8th place top speed for the regular Yuga here. And that's going off of roughly 132's spreadsheet again. So yeah, that's the Yuga Classic. So I don't know, they call it Yuga on here. So I don't know, is this one actually Yuga or is it actually Yuga Classics? Because this could be. Okay, it calls it Yuga on this website, though it says Yuga Classic right there. So I think it's the Yuga Classic, not the regular Yuga, because I think there is a regular Yuga as well from like day one of the game. But yeah, performance, clearly not that great. I mean, top speed on it was pretty decent, it being 8th place. But still, no one really does van races, so it's not gonna matter too much anyways. Alright, got the 149. Yeah, I wonder what I got here anyways for the 149. Okay, it must be a different screen or something here. Alright, I got the shiny Wasabi Kitty livery for some vehicle. I'm not sure what vehicle it is. Okay. So it doesn't seem to have a new clothing thing to get. anyways, if some asshole in my real life is in my fucking way, I'll fucking continue here. But yeah, 16th place lap time, 8th place top speed for the Yuga Classic, even though for some reason it's the regular Yuga on this website. But yeah, Yuga Classic 4x4 for lap time. If you get the upgraded Yuga Classic 4x4, which is also a 30% off for the upgrade that you'll see in the Benny's original Motorworks and any other way you can upgrade lowriders. Lap time for the upgrade is 6th place for the van class. I think the top speed's actually a little bit worse than the Yuga Classic. Or actually, if it's the Yuga Classic, it's actually a 15th place for the regular vehicle here for top speed. Yeah. But it's 16th place and then 15th place for lap time top speed. So it's not an 8th place for top speed. Like I said, just a name confusion, got confused there. However, yeah, lap time for the Yuga Classic 4x4 for the upgrade is 6th place for the lap time for the upgrade. And 4x4, the upgrade again for top speed is actually a 10th place. So it's within the top 10 for lap time and top speed for the van class for the upgrade of this. So the upgrade's pretty nice, plus obviously being a Benny's vehicle, you get some pretty damn great customizations as well. And it's one of the few to several latest lowrider vehicles and whatnot as well on the Benny's website. So that's pretty cool. And then the next one seems to be the Manana Custom. So not the regular one, because that one's already pretty decent. But the custom one is a 30% off, whatever that would be normally. Whatever that would be normally, it's 30% off of that. But yeah, Manana Custom might actually be a muscle car, I want to say. Alright, where's the Manana Custom on this spreadsheet that I'm looking at? Alright, yeah. I think the regular Manana might be like a Sport Classic or something, but the Manana Custom, the upgrade for this, which is on the 30% off, is actually classified as a muscle car for some reason. But yeah, 30% off, and with the weird classing, it's probably not going to be good performance, but yeah. Manana Custom for lap time is a 42nd place, and top speed of the Manana Custom is 38th place. So you have 42nd place and then 38th for lap time top speed respectively. Nowhere within the top 10, so performance for the custom version not that great. So you only want the custom version for the Manana, the upgrade price. You only want that if you want some great customizations, or obviously for any personal preference kind of reason or something. But yeah, then Untitled GTP and then Untitled GTP Custom. So the regular one here and the upgrade price are 30% off. So this one, instead of being almost 1.2, is a little over 800,000. So some pretty okay savings there for sure. for the regular one, and then the custom, whatever the price is of the custom upgrade, and that would be 30% off as well. But obviously you have to go to like Benny's or something to view that, so I can't show off the custom one on here. For the price. Yeah, I think they're both sport cars, or if not, then definitely supercars. I actually want to say the Italy GTB is a super. I know the GTO is a sport, though. I think that one's actually a supercar. I want to say, at least. Alright, yes. Italy GTB is a supercar, and the regular one's a 26th place for a lap time. And then top speed. And top speed is 13th. So the regular one here is 26th place lap time, and then 13th place for top speed. So both are beneath top 10, so performance I don't really think is really there too much, unfortunately. For the regular one, so for the regular one, you'll want it for customization. Which obviously there's a, like, Benny's version, so the customization on the DTB would probably be pretty disappointing compared to the custom one. Italy GTB custom for performance, though. If you do the custom version of Italy GTB instead of 26th place for a lap time, that would actually be a 32nd place at lap time. So lap time actually becomes worse if you do the custom version. And lap time is obviously most races in terms of like land vehicles. And then if you actually get the custom version, it does actually have a bit better top speed, being the number 10 option actually. So the custom one's in the top 10 for top speed, so the performance is pretty okay for that one, I suppose. Not irrelevant at least, but yeah. And obviously the GTB custom being in the Benny's original Motorworks is going to have some very damn good customizations. And regular comment is 30% off, 100,000 to 70,000, pretty easy price to tell on the percentage there. But yeah, regular comment's a sport car, and I would imagine a retro custom might be as well. And yeah, since the comments upgrades are retro, you shouldn't really expect the like custom one to be very good performance because it's a retro custom for the comment instead of like a regular custom. Okay, where's the regular comment for lifetime performance on this sport class? Okay, I'm trying to find its performance between like all these 90 like sport cars in the spreadsheet I'm reading here. And yeah, I don't think the comment was ever a supercar, so I don't think it's supercar. Okay, yeah. For the regular comment, it's actually a 45th lap time. So it's kind of average for the class, maybe a little below average for the class. But yeah, obviously, comments from day one of the game, so its performance is not going to be that great. And for top speed for the comment is 35th, so it's a 45th lap time, and a 35th top speed for the regular comment here, and it's 30% off. And then if you get the retro custom upgrade for the comment for Benny's for the upgrade, which is also 30% off, because there's not really much of a way to show that one off unless I were to go into actual Benny's or something, which would be a like huge amount of time to spend to show off one discount. But yeah, gotta find it here. The retro custom actually for lap time is one placement less than the regular comment, so use one placement in lap time for the retro custom. And then if you get the retro custom for top speed, the retro custom actually has better top speed than the regular comment, being 25th place for the sport class. But yeah, not being anywhere in the top 10 if you were to comment and comment retro customs you won't want for performance, more so the customizations. Which regular comment won't have good customizations, but the retro custom no doubt does have great customizations. And then the faction and then the donk upgrade of the faction, because there's actually 2 upgrades for the faction, I'm pretty sure. There's a faction custom and a faction custom donk. The donk's the custom discount. So the only faction that's not on discount is the faction custom, not to be confused with the donk. But yeah, regular faction, you're saving around like 10 to 11,000 with 30% off. Not that great for the regular vehicle. I think the faction's a muscle car. I don't imagine all the factions are muscle cars. Alright, yeah, I see the faction custom in muscle car for the spreadsheet I'm looking at on my phone, but yeah. Where is regular faction? But yeah, the regular faction is 44th place per lap time, and top speed for the regular faction. Top speed of the regular faction is 32nd place. So yeah, it's 44th and then 32nd place for lap time top speed for muscle car class on the regular faction, which is right here. I suppose I go on the page here for the different versions of it, since it's the last one here. But here's the stock vehicle. And it seems they only showed a donk on here, but there's a regular custom as well. The regular custom's not on discount, but the one pictured here, the donk, is also on discount for the upgrade price. 30% off again for the upgrade price. But yeah, faction custom for lap time, or not faction custom, but faction custom donk for lap time is 43rd place, only one place above. It's only one place above the regular faction for the faction custom donk in terms of its lap time. And faction custom donk for its top speed is actually quite a bit worse in top speed than the regular faction. And then the faction custom even. But yeah, the top speed on this donk one is 54th place for the muscle car class in comparison to its lap time, which was 43rd place. So yeah, none of the factions really have very good performance for the muscle car class. And yeah, regular faction, the customization on the regular faction is no doubt going to be disappointing because that's not the Benny version, and obviously the custom versions are the Benny's ones. But the custom donk, for sure, that will definitely have great customization. They're not the stock vehicle. And I think there's a new legendary one, maybe 2 new legendary discounts. Alright, yes. But yeah, the Euros, as I explained earlier, I'm just going to go into highlights, since the thing with the tuner vehicles is there's the main sport class, and then there's also the subclass for the tuner class. And on the spreadsheet, I can only see the sport class performance, not tuner performance. And tuner performance is the more important performance for tuners. So I'll just go off of what I recall again. And again, like going over highlights of the Euros and then the other test track vehicles for the free test vehicles. The Euros, I'm pretty sure, does better for its top speed in the tuner. Again, that's part sport class. But yeah. Time it's actually pretty decent, but it's not like a top 3 option, I don't think. Might be more like a top 5 option for lap time or top speed for the tuner class. So it's an okay to decent vehicle, but it's not like one of the very great ones anywhere for the tuner class necessarily. The one super cool thing about it is it's a retro vehicle from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It's a nice throwback vehicle. And yeah, with a trade price, you save around like 600,000. And the Euros is a 30% off discount, like most of the vehicle discounts are this time around, actually. I think there's a Tulip, and that's it for a new discount this time. The Tulip would be Arena War, I think. So if it's not on here, then it's probably on Severn, actually. Alright, yeah, I guess it's a Severn San Andreas discount for the Tulip. Alright, yeah, just Tulip, which has gotta be Severn at this point. Because again, that was a Arena War discount or a vehicle from the Arena War update. This one's a Prime Gaming discount, by the way, so it's been out as of last week for this discount for Prime Gaming, so I'm not going to go into detail on the Prime Gaming one again, especially with how long this stream already is bound to be. And because PS5 doesn't have the broadcast time on the screen, I don't know how long it's been actually, necessarily. But yeah, last discount is a classic Tulip. Instead of being a little over 700,000, it's a little over 400,000, so you're not even getting $300,000 off, and it's a 40% discount even, apparently. But I think the classic Tulip's a muscle car, or maybe sport classic at best, I would say. So I'll have to look at performance here, so I can go over the... Yeah, I'll go into performance from roughly 152 spreadsheet again. And yeah, of course my throw speed is just dry as fucking New Austin, of course, but yeah. Tulip is a muscle car. And for a lap time, the Tulip is actually a 12th place lap time. And then top speed for the Tulip. The Tulip's top speed is 25th place, so 12th place lap time, 25th place top speed for the muscle car class. And again, that's from roughly 152 spreadsheet. So yeah, has beneath top 10 for both lap time and top speed, so I would say the Tulip's not good at all for performance. It will more so want it for customizations. Which being a muscle car, I don't doubt the customizations can be great for sure. But yeah, that was all the different vehicle discounts and stuff. Sorry if I was going over discounts longer than usual, but because it involved like the different Benny vehicles and stuff, how there's the regular and the upgraded variants. I had to talk about like 2 vehicles for like each one, so I had to do like 8 to 10 vehicle discounts for Benny's. because obviously there's the regular ones and then also the custom ones when applicable. But yeah, hopefully that gives some good ideas about the performance and stuff. But yeah, Rebel GTS is a very good performance podium vehicle for the casino in terms of SUV performance. Prize Ride is very good for the tuner class in terms of lap time. It's in the top couple for lap time, but also it's very bad top speed. So it's pretty decent still, I would say, for the street races, pursuit races here and stuff. And then, yeah. In terms of general vehicle discounts, I feel they're mostly I feel most of the discounts this time are more for the customizations rather than the performance. Because obviously a lot of them are bending vehicles this time around. But still, there was some within the top 10. There was a couple within the top 10 for performance, I think. The Yuga Classic 4x4, whatever, that was within top 10 for both lap time and top speed for the van class. And then the Untitled GTB Custom, I think, was top 10. Would read the number 10 spot, I think, for the supercar class for top speed. There's quite a few that are still good for performance for the customizations for the discount vehicles and whatnot, but yeah. I think that's probably gonna be it for the stream. And again, like I keep saying, the PlayStation 5 streaming I don't like anywhere near as much as PS4 streaming because they got rid of my spectator and any of the border kind of stuff you can have on the screen, which is really annoying. Yeah, there's still a viewer count and then comments things show up for 5 seconds. But it's not a permanent border thing where at least a permanent couple lines of text that you can do from a spectator, not necessarily in the form of a border, but just have a couple lines of text we can put on the screen. Sony, not necessarily for a border, but always give us the option. It's been 10 months already. I don't know, they probably won't even update the live stream and stuff ever, probably, to add that kind of thing. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this stream. Hope you enjoyed.